Good evening, students. Welcome back. What we're doing today, we're going to do a little off take on a New Orleans speciality, I should say. It was called grillades, which is usually a beef that's fried and tossed to a sauce that's made of a nice roux, and you have the Holy Trinity, which is green bell pepper, onion, and celery. But these times, we're going to kind of ad-lib on everything. What I'm using tonight is some stone ground grits. These come from northern Georgia. There are different types of stone ground grits. We have purple, we have yellow, and white. Tonight we're using white. What I did with these, I soaked them for an hour, added it to a boiling chicken stock. And what I'm doing now, I'm still searing them. So they've been cooking now for about 35 minutes. I like mine nice and stiff. What we're going to finish these off with is some cheese, a little butter, and some pepper. So we'll let these guys keep doing their thing. They're looking good tonight. Also, what we're going to do now, we're going to start off with our pork chop. Okay? What we want to do is just sear it just a little bit. We're going to get that guy a nice color and a little duck fat here. Now, the excess fat in this recipe will be used to make a roux for the sauce. So what I have also here is, once again, just some chili, thyme, garlic, and paprika. It's just a nice dry rub. A little chili powder in there as well. So I'm just going to mix this, and then what we're going to do, we're going to just add it right to our pan. Now before we start, we're going to add a little salt and pepper. We're going to do both sides. Okay, so now we're just going to put him right into the flour, or seasoned flour. We're not going to cook this all the way. We're going to put it back in the sauce, and then what we're going to do, we're going to finish it off in the sauce. So we're going to have like a little smothered pork chop here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is get a little color on this guy. Okay, so while that's going, we're going to get our guanciale going here. Pork jowl, pork cheek. Also, we're going to add this render the fat and also add that to the roux making process. And the guanciale is also will be in our sauce. Okay, so we've got a nice little color on this guy. We're just going to sear up the edges. Once again, just for appearance. Okay, so we're basically done with our pork chop for now. We'll let it sit there and rest. Now we have our guanciale is going to go in. We're just going to slowly cook this and render the fat. Okay, so while this is going, let's get to our vegetables that are going to be in there. We have some onion. We're just going to dice this up. Okay, we have some green onion. We also have some green onion there we're going to use for our garnish as well. We started off today with a 4-to-1 ratio for our grits. Some additions you could add, like we're doing today, a little butter, a little cheese, a little cream. And once again, you could add whatever type of cheese you want. I have some nice cheddar. Also, you could add butter or not butter. Get these nicely diced up here. Beautiful. Looking good. Okay. So let's see how our bacon's doing in here. It's coming along nicely. Now we have some garlic. Finish this onion off here. Now for grits, you have what's called the quick grits. Then you have your processed, and these are, like I said before, are stone ground. They contain a germ, so they have to be refrigerated once you open them up. So you can't just leave them laying around. They will spoil on you. So you have to keep a constant watch on those guys. Bacon is almost there. Maybe about another minute. All right, beautiful. Okay, so let's get our bacon out of the pan. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add our roux here. So what we're going to do, we're going to get all the fond off the bottom as well. Okay. Oh, nice. So now we're going to add our vegetables. Cook them right inside the pan. This is almost the same procedure you would use for a gumbo. The only thing, the roux is not as dark as a gumbo. Look at that, nice color. What we're trying to do is cook a little bit of flour so we don't have that flour taste in our sauce. Okay, so we have some reduced chicken stock. We're going to add. We're going to bring this to a nice simmer. Oh, see how our sauce already thickened up? Beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to put the bacon back in. We're going to leave our pork chop. We don't want to overcook that guy. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add some herbs and spices here. I've got a little smoked paprika, some thyme, a little garlic, and chili. Now for a little color and taste, what we're going to do, we're just going to add just a squeeze of tomato paste. Not too much. Ah, there we go. So let's see how we're tasting. Oh, beautiful. A little salt and pepper. Now what we're going to do, I've got some of this beautiful reduced chicken here. We're going to add just about a half a teaspoon, okay? Just a little more chicken stock. There we go. So now we're just going to add our pork chop. Let this finish in the sauce. Okay, so while our pork chop's getting smothered, we're going to finish off our grits. We've got some butter. Cheddar cheese. Splash of cream. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. Just like we want them. Now, this dish is traditionally a brunch dish, but today we're going to make it dinner. I hope you guys don't mind. So what we're going to do, we're getting ready to plate this up. But before we do that, I even forget about what I'm doing here. We're going to get some green onions for our garnish. Okay, so we'll start off with our grits. Beautiful. Look at the texture of those guys. They've been going for almost an hour. But if you want good grits, that's what it might take. Okay. Now for our pork chop. There you have it. Our take on a famous New Orleans dish. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow. Remember, bring your pad and pencil. We're going to talk test tomorrow, okay? Be safe. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.